Riss, you did mention sugar, and I know that as mother of a small child, everyone says sugar is the devil, but equestrians are a little bit different, and this is one of the myths that I would like to tackle, where sugar is not necessarily one of the things we're alarmed by as much as protein. So I always hear people saying, "Oh, it's high protein content," high, and like that's obviously again I've grown up with that and learning that 16% protein's the devil. And it doesn't make any sense. So can we talk about that?
Protein is not the devil. The devil is sugar. So you as a mom, you got it right. There are two different sugars in horses. So I talked about water-soluble carbohydrates. So I have my little graphs here just to kind of highlight the fact. So water-soluble carbohydrates or sugars are not bad for horses. This is not what makes horses crazy or hot. As you know, hot, we all talk about a hot horse. The carbohydrate that comes in things like molasses, so that's a sugar that we don't want to feed horses. But horses like it. It's the same as us, and it's the same as dogs. They all like sugar, and they all like salt. Exactly. So molasses isn't a great thing to add. The other things are the raw carbohydrates. So things like maize, oats, even lupins, those things, they come with quite a lot of carb. Bran is a very good source of energy, by the way. Everybody says it has nothing in it. It does have stuff in it. It also has good protein in it, believe it or not.
Okay.
So
people are feeding bran muffins to horses to make them fat and quiet, not
exactly.
Okay.
It's probably less than others, but I think you always need to be aware that they all have an element in them. So going back to protein is not the devil. And in fact, you can feed a lot of protein. Do you know that spring grass, grass is coming through, 25% protein?
That's incredible.
So
and compared to the other grasses, because this is something that really fascinates me. When we do start this nutrition journey, we start to look at the labels on all of our feeds. But the roughage, which we're feeding so much of, we don't get access to knowing what that is.
That's the most important. So that's why I've analysed a lot of these grasses.
And what kind of protein are grasses sitting at?
So grasses can have a fair amount. I mean, they can have 8 to 10% are dried grasses. So, I mean, they have protein in them. And so, whereas, if you look at... So I think the important thing that you need to understand is that you have amino acids are what make protein. Okay. So they're the building blocks of all muscle and everything that we have in our bodies. We have essential and non-essential amino acids. Non-essential amino acids are the ones that we need to take in because our bodies can't produce them. And every species has a different profile amino acid that they require. So horses' amino acid profile that they require is threonine, lysine, which is the thing that a lot of people keep adding to their feeds. Methionine is another one, but threonine and lysine are the two most important. They come in our grasses, but not a lot, and that's where we need to then feed for those.